Immigrant Dawn, the beginning of a civic identity movement, January 1st, 2026. The new year arrives quietly, not with answers, but with space. Space to breathe, space to reflect, space to decide what we will carry forward and what we will no longer accept. As 2026 begins, we extend love and solidarity to immigrants, neighbors, and communities everywhere. Love that has survived uncertainty. Love that has crossed borders, systems, languages, and institutions. Love that persists even when recognition does not come easily. Love that has carried people through loss, silence, and exclusion, and still believes in the future. This year, we choose to name that love with clarity. Immigrant is not a temporary condition. It is not a legal footnote, a stereotype, or a problem to be managed. Immigrant is an identity, human, civic, and enduring. It is an identity lived every day by people who work, create, care, build families, speak up, and contribute to the life of this country, often without protection and too often without voice. Miss Immigrant USA enters 2026 by affirming this truth and by marking a beginning. Immigrant Dawn is not a reaction to a single moment. It is the recognition of a long reality, that immigrant identity has existed without adequate dignity, access, or structural acknowledgement, and that this must change. We believe the future must be built on participation, not permission, on dignity, not gratitude, on access, not endurance. When immigrants are denied meaningful access to courts, silenced through retaliation, excluded from public discourse, or forced to navigate systems without accommodation or support, the harm does not remain individual. It becomes systemic. It becomes normalized. It becomes invisible. That invisibility ends here. As the year turns, we look forward with intention. We imagine a future where immigrant identity is recognized as part of the civic fabric of democracy, where people can speak without fear, seek justice without barriers, and participate fully in public life, regardless of origin, accent, disability, or resources, where accountability is not exceptional and access is not a privilege. This future will not arrive on its own. It requires people. We invite you to join this movement, not as spectators, but as participants, to stand for immigrant dignity, to share your story, to support others navigating harm, exclusion, or retaliation, to help shape a public record that reflects truth rather than silence, to build community where isolation once lived. We also call on those who have been affected by similar systemic practices: denial of access, retaliation for civic speech, exclusion from due process, or harm arising from uniform policies, to step forward. Collective action matters. When harms are shared, accountability must be collective as well. Participation in the developing class action efforts is a way to transform individual experiences into structural change. The new year is often framed as a wish. This year, we make it a commitment to dignity, to truth, to one another. 2026 begins with love, but it moves forward with purpose. This is Immigrant Dawn.